I didn't go to the basketball game, so I got time in between to rest.
Good.
You guys ran a lot of, it looked like some different formations where you had Ralph and Akeem in the backfield. At one point, you did under center and had 3 receivers. I think you usually do 2 receivers or 1 receiver out of that. Did you like the way that you changed it up? Do you feel like you changed it up some on offense and did some different things? And the touchdown, Henry was like an H-back, and you did that different kind of lateral play off of that, too.
We didn't really use a whole lot of different formations, maybe switched the personnel around some, but going into the game, we knew that Iowa was vanilla in regards to your formation. So we had some ideas on how they would line up based on how we lined up, and we lined up to get them to line up that way to try to execute our play. So not a lot of things real different. A little wrinkle down there on the goal line that allowed Henry to run a bit of an option play down there, which we scored with, which was huge, and then got our tight ends in closer to the formation some to help us out protection-wise. But other than that, it was all the same things that we've been doing, just move the personnel around some to get some of our best players on the field.
Just to compare yesterday's execution to I guess the previous 3 or 4 weeks, and just how much did that play a factor in putting up nearly 500 yards of offense?
It was huge. We wanted to go into the game and be two-dimensional. We thought that was going to be a key to victory. Anytime we're one-dimensional, it's tough for us offensively, but we did a better job yesterday up front with our offensive line. Our offensive line played better, particularly in regards to pass protection. We had some simple blocking schemes. We reduced our run package a little bit, not a whole lot, but a little bit. And again, they didn't show a variety of looks. So if you cut back a little bit and they're a little bit simpler, it really minimizes things significantly. And I think that had a lot to do with us being able to execute a little bit better. We didn't make as many mistakes from a blocking standpoint or a route running standpoint. So overall, we played well in all 3 phases: offense, defense, special teams. But I thought our backs ran really hard yesterday. I thought they ran physical. Our offensive line played physical. And again, we're able to protect the quarterback. And anytime you can give Robert Marv time, a good chance something good might happen. So I think it was a combination of our line playing well, our backs running hard, our receivers doing a good job running routes, defeating coverages. We didn't have very many drops yesterday. I think we only had 2 drops yesterday. The downside was we had some fumbles. We put the ball on the ground some, and we traditionally have not done that in the past.
Do you keep it simple again this week?
We'd like to. We'd like to. Haven't worked at Illinois a whole lot, but sometimes you put your game plan together based on what you think the opponent will allow you to do. So we'll know more about our game plan as the week goes on.
How's Coach Nord?
He's doing better. Doing better.
You talked to him last night after the game?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Was he able to watch it?
Yeah. I used to watch it on TV. He was excited about it. It's tough when you put all that time into it. It's like a player. He's the player's out and can't be part of it, and Coach Nord's out and couldn't be part of it. So it was a tough thing for him emotionally, but obviously he was excited about the game and the win, and had a chance to see him last night, and he was really excited about it.
Do you begin this week knowing you may not have him, that Patrick probably keeps those responsibilities?
Yeah, we'll leave things the same. If Coach Nord's not available, we'll leave things the same as we had him last week.
And just as you reflect back on that, was that as smooth as you thought it would go, or as you thought after the game?
It went real well, and again, everybody stepped up. We didn't have many substitution errors, and I thought that our players took some great ownership in that part of it, knowing that Coach Nord wouldn't be there and we'd be a little bit shorthanded on the sidelines. I thought our guys stepped up. But again, we'll go about our business, as we did last week. We put the game plan together the same. Call the plays, very similar. It wasn't a whole lot different other than the play caller, but was somewhat different.
A couple guys kind of unheralded for you, Justin Sims and Kurt Freitag, seemed like they played pretty well. I mean, especially with Sims had to be in quite a bit in the second half when you're doing the 2 tight ends without Gabe, and just you're getting it you needed to get some maybe production from guys who you hadn't seen too much from maybe.
Well, Kurt's has been very productive for us as a fullback throughout the course of the season, and we've in the last 3 or 4 games when we've tried to establish our downhill running game, Kurt's been a big part of that. He's a physical player. Justin Sims gets a lot of varsity reps throughout the course of the week. He's been buried in the depth chart a little bit, but still gets a ton of varsity reps. So I'm not surprised to see him step up and not only know what to do, but be able to go out and execute it. He's very, very reliable. He does a great job on special teams as part of the shield on our punt team, and does an excellent job on our kickoff return team, not only from a blocking standpoint, but does a really good job in decision making as far as fielding kicks and communicating with the other guys on the kickoff return team. And he's a great teammate, a team player, and always into it. So I'm not surprised to see him step up and make good plays in the game yesterday to help us win.
Landon Feichner continues to lead you guys in tackles. Now,
Excuse me.
you know, one of the themes of football, if a safety's leading you in tackles, and not much is going on up front to do that. Now, but in your defense, is that how you would like it to be, where a safety is leading you guys, and is that active?
Well, it's part of the plan. You hope they never get past the line of scrimmage, but it just doesn't always work that way. But in our base coverage, the safeties have to be active. We're a cover 4 team, and the safeties are the downhill support players, and that's part of the design. So our safety should be one of our leading tacklers. But he's an excellent football player. He does outstanding on special teams. We have production points, based on how they perform from a special team standpoint. He's always way up there in regards to production points. He had a big open field tackle, on special teams yesterday. But I think he leads the league in interceptions. He's either the number 1 or number 2 guy in the Big Ten in regards to interceptions. He's our leading tackler, does a fantastic job on special teams. I think he's an inspirational player in a lot of ways. He's got a great motor and very active, and shows a lot of courage. I think he's one heck of a football player. He's a little undersized, compared to other Big Ten safeties. Not by a lot, but a little bit undersized. But other than that, he plays big.
Just in terms of the rule, where Ralph, they deemed it a lateral, I guess, but he had dropped the ball, and the official came in and signaled incomplete pass right away. What were you told on that? How was that able to be reversed?
Well, it was a backwards pass.
Right.
And the official blew it dead and waved it dead, so we all assumed it was dead. If there is a delayed recovery of the ball, then it's supposed to be dead and a dead issue. In their minds, it was not a delayed recovery. In their minds, it was an instant recovery. And so you can see it on film, make your own decision. But again, that's the way the rules are. But it seems to me that, and I didn't make these particular rules up, they were already in place, but it seems to me when you blow it dead and wave it dead, there shouldn't be an addendum after that part of the play. Dead is dead, but that's not how it's translated in the rule book. But again, that's the officials, their judgment on whether or not it was a delayed recovery or an instant recovery of the ball.
You ever been a part of a game where you had 0 penalties in the first half, and then you're whistled for 10 in the second half? You ever been a part of that swing of difference there? Yeah,
I've been part of a lot worse, to be honest with you. When I was the head coach at Eastern Kentucky University, we played Vanderbilt in a really close ball game, and we had 18 penalties, and they didn't have any. So I've been a part of something about twice as lopsided as it was this past weekend, but that's unusual. But again, we had some tough calls and some that certainly could have impacted the ball game. But I thought our team did a great job of hanging in there and not letting tough calls weather their performance in any fashion at all. I thought we did a great job of swinging away.
You kind of been waiting on this team to respond when something, either adversity happens or the other team scores. You feel like you finally saw some of that yesterday?
Well, I think we responded throughout the course of the season. Many times, particularly playing some of the great opponents that we played, on the road. Notre Dame and Ohio State. I think our team responded very well in those games. We were, heavy underdog against Ohio State, but I thought it was huge in the ball game this past Saturday that we overcame some adversity. We took the field believing we could win, and I knew going into the ball game that our football team would not be denied. So I really like the effort and the want to from our football team, and just a fantastic collective effort. You look at the last part of the ball game, a huge punt by Cody Webster, hems them down. So that's huge, from special teams. And then our defense goes out there and shuts them down. And then our offense gets the ball back, and we have some distance to go, and just in 15 or 16 seconds to put ourselves in position either to score or a touchdown or get a field goal to keep the game from going into overtime. And our offense responded. Then we put our field goal team on the field, and we can kick a long field goal to secure the win. So I thought the end of the ball game really exemplified what we were all about, a great collective effort this week as a football team.
You had said after the game on the radio, and kind of just said it right now, that you knew you were going to win going into the game. Are you going to win this week?
We certainly believe we will. Now we have to practice hard and then getting guys healthy. healthy, healthier, in my mind was a big factor in our confidence. It's a physical league, and we've been wore down some from an injury standpoint, and we don't have everyone back, healthy yet, but we were healthier going into this ball game, and I thought that enabled us to match up better. I think we have good talent on our football team, particularly across the defensive front, but we have to be healthy, and we haven't been healthy in a while. We're still not healthy, but we are healthier than we have been, and that, I think, gave me some confidence going in, because I thought our defensive front would match up well against their offensive line.
Do you expect, I know you said Brandon Taylor has a high ankle sprain, do you expect he could miss again, or just kind of waiting on that?
We're waiting, but it's probably doubtful.
Okay.
About Raheem, you think he get it back this week?
It's questionable. We'll see how he does when he gets out there on Tuesday. Get him out there moving around a little bit. We haven't done much with him. And then again, if we can get him back to practice some this week and get him in position to make some plays, that'd be great. But still not sure where that's at till we get out there on Tuesday and watch him move around some.
AC and Holmes were two guys that we noticed were banged up. What are they like going forward?
I think Robert's about where he was this time last week.
Okay.
So hopefully we can keep him safe throughout the course of the week and still get him ready to play. The other guys that have been banged up, I think they're further ahead than they have been on Sunday compared to the last 2 or 3 Sundays. And last Sunday they were further ahead than what they had been, and I think we're further ahead this Sunday compared to last Sunday. The problem you get into is that they don't get near as many reps, going full speed or 3/4 speed in practice, and that makes a difference in their performance on Saturday. We gave a great effort defensively, particularly across the defensive front, but we weren't very, not near as detailed as we'd like to be. And even though we won and played well, there's still a lot of things we could do a lot better. And the fact that these guys don't get a whole lot of practice reps, it allows them to be healthy enough for the ball game, but it doesn't really, aid in their preparation for the ball game. So we have to maybe look for maybe a little bit different approach this week to try to get our injured guys, kind of our Red Cross crew, if you will, ready to play the ball game this weekend against Illinois.
When you look at some of the big players yesterday, you have Robert and Ralph and KK and Antavian, they're all seniors. Do you see maybe a will in them this week, or something that they know that this is kind of coming to an end now, and they really just decided to kind of put it on their backs?
Well, I've seen a great will, from those guys, throughout their whole careers
Right.
here. We've overcame a lot of adversity, and they've I think done a great job with their commitment to the program. But obviously we want to win, and that's what we're driven by. And we can still have a successful season and a winning season. And these guys want to go out as winners and feel good about themselves. So obviously our seniors are stepping up, and that's important right now at this particular time of the season.